Hey all, Roddy Macbeth here. I just wanted to say you guys, like, I can't tell you where I work, but I can tell you that I notice people's consumption habits. And people are still buying a lot, and they're buying a lot of non-essentials. I don't want to be judgy about it because you live your life, I live mine. But we're living in a time where the technocracy, whatever we're calling it, the oligarchy, whatever, however we're referring to it, the wealthy most are really in a position of power, right? They have the people by the balls. And we are seeing people fight back, but we can all be a part of that, and we don't have to be on the front lines to do that, right? So I know you've heard this, fight with your dollars. So that means we are checking who's being ethical and who's not. And if you're not going to do like the research to find out every single, like, you don't have to find out every single brand, every single store, but like be mindful at least, like the big names, we shouldn't be supporting them because they have their thumb on all of America. They have a literal monopoly. They're buying up lots of things, like things that you're like, why does this company who like started with books, why do they suddenly own grocery stores and car dealerships? Like, what is going on? You should be asking what's going on, right? But I think you guys know how poorly they treat people, how their workers are suffering deaths, how their workers are getting injured and are not being compensated. You know that they're not doing what's right by us, by the people that give them space, right? They put their warehouses in our neighborhoods, right? And then we buy stuff from them, and they can do a lot better, is what I'm saying. They're not giving back to the community, to the people that live in those communities, to the people that come to them to work with them. They're not doing right by us. So, I mean, I think that we should be starving them with our dollars. We should be buying the bare minimum. Like, I understand there are people, especially in rural areas, where they don't have options. I understand that, but there are people that, you definitely have options, and you can press yourself a little harder to get out of this. I want to show you what I'm doing, and I'm not absolutely recommending this. I've been doing it for a long time though, and I just want to show you that it's possible. First, I'll start with an anecdote because I think it's a little funny and maybe unrelatable, but I would like for you guys to laugh a little bit at me. So I just want to disclose, maybe I've said this before, but I think ethics is like my least favorite branch of philosophy, right? But I took an ethics course, and the thing that stuck with me most was that the professor told us about his really successful business bros that he attended school with. And they made so much money, but they were like, you know what? We make all this money. We're going to donate a bunch of it to charity. And they lived off of like rice and beans. And they were like, we're ethical as F, bro. And I was like, I can do that. I'm not rich and I might not have like money to give to charity, but I can definitely cut down my consumption costs. Fun fact about me, what I hate is cooking. I hate waiting for my food, right? I need something instant. That's why I've always been a big snacker, and I don't care about variety, and I don't care that much about flavor. If I have texture, like if I literally have something to chew on, I don't care what I mostly don't care what it tastes like. Like I used to eat flour as a kid. So I'm going to show you, my pantries and what I buy, and that like it is possible to do the bare minimum when it comes to supporting evil corporations. So here I have, here's a big shot, a wide shot or whatever. I have oatmeal. A friend gave me this waffle mix. I have packs of rice. I have packs of black beans and lentils. Flour. This is sugar. And this is like an empty, this formerly was rice, but now it's like mixed rice and lentils, like for easy access to like I don't know, it's pre-measured, that's all. This is my crazy cabinet. This is literally just like old recyclables that I'm hoping I could turn into something else. So these will be used when I begin like gardening. Like that's what all that is. And I was like just hoping to reuse that to turn it into some other form of soap, like make my own cast style soap. You don't have to be a crazy hippie, right? You don't have to do all this stuff that I'm doing. I know I'm going above and beyond, but I just want to show you that I'm not like buying like crazy, and I will explain a little bit more why when I'm done. So this is just protein powder. This might be the last time I buy that because I only use it with oatmeal and yogurt. And that's coconut oil. I just think that we should be focusing on the non-perishables. I know that's not really an option for everybody, and especially when you're first getting started, it's hard because, like, I know I was like, I don't know if I can eat. I don't even like cooking rice. I don't even carbs. You know, there's a lot of reasons why not, but like I'll talk to you about it a little bit in a minute. This is oatmeal. This is ramen. Look, this is expensive ramen, right? But I got these, a 10-pack box for 88 cents. So this is an 8-cent bag of ramen. But that's the last one I have, so I'm sad about that. Canned fish, coffee, more coconut oil. This I mix with my yogurt. It's just fruit preserves. It's pretty cheap and it lasts a while. Pancake mix, coffee, popcorn, what is it? Peanut butter, and sunflower seeds, which is good for protein. And then I'm going to show you my very limited fridge space. A lot of this stuff is not mine. I will say this is mine, and like this is mine. So what I have here is, you should keep backup water. That's important. You never know when the water supply is going to go down. Oh, I forgot to mention, I usually keep tins of brownie batter. So I DIY some edible brownie batter, and it lasts me a long time because I find that when I bake, which is what this is, when I bake brownies, they don't last more than a couple of days. So if I just like make my own brownie batter, it lasts a while. But this is beans and rice. I'll make this like once a week and I'll eat it for the whole week. And then down here I have some eggs, which I bought those for $2, and they've been there a while. Like, I'm a vegetarian, I didn't mention that, so I don't have meat really here. None of this stuff is mine. These are just frozen veggies that I prep myself. Prepackaged frozen veggies. That's cabbage. And this is compost butter. And yeah. So you can see from my pantry that there's not a heck of a lot of variety. And I learned kind of the hard way what goes in my pantry. And that should be to the individual. What can you enjoy? What is cheap? And what can you eat within the time that it will perish? Right? That's the trio Venn diagram that you should be looking for, that you're not spending an arm and a leg for something that you enjoy and that you'll be able to finish it. I find that when I have too much variety, a lot of my other food gets neglected, gets set in the back of the pantry, or it like goes bad, right? And that's a lesson that I learned over my 20s. And the longer and the more people that it takes to figure this out, you know, the longer it takes us to figure out like the categories of waste that we're creating, the harder it's going to be, not just for us and the economy, but for the planet as well. That's something we need to consider. But I was lucky enough that I had a keto diet. I had recipes that were like telling me like, this is what you need. This is how you use it. This is the outcome. I don't know how to meal plan. I don't know how to prep. I don't know, like, think about like dinner time when you're grocery shopping. I don't know any of that stuff. I just find what I like and what I can eat. So in a way I have like a sort of, for you ADHDers, I have a food menu. Basically like what's available to eat. Okay, that's what I'm going to eat. And that's why I eat the same thing. And I know not everybody can do that, right? And I know some of you guys have others to support, so you can't be like, hey family, we're all going to eat the same thing every day. Because to some degree, that's like, you shouldn't do that to children, I guess. But I'm lucky enough to be child free. I eat my mistakes. I don't force other people to eat my mistakes, but I just wanted to demonstrate to you what we are capable of, right? Because you need to know, like, this world is deeply uncomfortable, but you can make it different. And maybe you haven't noticed how uncomfortable the world is, right? Like maybe you've been in a bubble and you're just finding out that other people are suffering, because more people are suffering now and more people are voicing about that suffering. But for a long time, people have been suffering like this. Like for the majority of the United States history, there have always been people suffering in ways that we're seeing come out now, right? Like denial of healthcare, like inability to access like food and childcare and all of this. This has been going on for a long time, right? And I'm not here to shame you or to guilt you for not knowing, for not being aware, but you know now, right? We know this now, and that it's happening, and it's happening to all of us indiscriminately, right? The top 1%, the top 10%, they don't care about us. You know, we are nothing to them. But guess what? You don't have to be a part of that system that feeds them and crushes us, all of us, us lumpen proletariat. I'm sorry. But like, you know, we're a part of the human community. We have the capacity for compassion. And that doesn't mean that you have to like go out of your way to give to another person, right? You don't have to be like, oh man, you're homeless, I'm going to give you my whole house. That's not the message here. But I think we should work towards something where people are not homeless. And that starts with tiny steps. This is what I see for us. I think, yeah, you need to be able to help yourself to help others. This is the way that I have been helping myself, right? When I'm cutting down costs and I'm cutting down this mental battery that I'm using. I'm taking food out of the picture for my mental battery. So now I can spend this mental battery on planning, on like, you know, the gardening thing. I can plan that for the future. When I have fewer time burdens, I'll be able to offer, you know, to give those vegetables to the community and to do other things. Because when you give selflessly, you're not giving. It's not tit for tat. It's not like, oh, I give you this thing, you owe me. It's not even like, I pity you, I'm going to give you what I got, right? It is, I want all of us to be better. So I'm going to give what I can give, what I'm willing to give. And that kindness is mutually beneficial. So then others are further freed up to give. And it's not even a pass it forward. It's not a me, you, them, that, this. It's in us. It's in all of us, right? So when you treat others well, you are treating yourself well. It makes the community healthy. When you treat others poorly, it harms you, right? You are then disconnecting yourself from this web of humanity. And that's important. Because that doesn't just hurt you materially, that hurts you spiritually and psychologically. You're disconnecting yourself from your people, your brothers, your sisters, your comrades, right? We're all in this together. No person is an island, right? So we have to rebuild this community. A lot of us are lonely. A lot of us are like to the point where we don't even understand the point of community, of neighborhoods, of like friendship even. Some of us are that bad. We're turning into misanthropes and like violent recluse, and we're like, oh, burn everybody. This sucks. Don't worry. I know. I've been down that road for a little bit, but I want to let you know things can and will get better when we try. We have to try and keep trying, right? And I know it hurts. Sometimes it hurts and you feel like things are not getting better, but take a couple steps. When you're in pain, sometimes it's easier to give, to do, to take action on behalf of others than it is to help yourself. Sometimes that is the case. And I can't tell you when that case is, and I can't tell you when you should do that or when you must do that, but you should think about that. Yeah, please think about benefiting all of humanity with these little acts. I think practically some people begin community in spaces like the church. I've been reading about historically people have given like breakfast to little kids, have open daycare programs, things like that. those are things that I look forward to doing in my future when I have more time and resources. Not necessarily financial resources, but definitely I need more time to do that. And to like build and see like neighbor, I'm here for you. We are here for each other. We can survive these trying times. I think you should definitely start local and look outside yourself and do as much as you can to just pull away from these systems of harm. Do it for yourself. Do it for your community. Do it for Merc. All right, you guys, I don't serve Kaiser. I'm sorry I look like Vulpes Inculta. I misplaced my pantsuit. Have a good day.